Hi friends, this is Carmen. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. I've got my monthly segment today of my 5 favorite plants for that month. Today's episode would be October, and I've got some really unique plants for you. I've got a couple that I've done something new with, and I've given them a kind of a new look, so I'm excited to show you about that. So let's get to it and I'll show you what I got. Okay, so let's start with, I think probably the only foliage plant I have here. So I am going to start with this beautiful Peperomia red margin. And you probably remember this one not too long ago that I got from Whitfield Nurseries. And it's doing fabulous. I've learned with my Peperomias, the few that I have, I really have been treating them as succulents in the sense of watering them when they're completely dry, giving them plenty of light. This one does sit in my living room underneath a grow light, pendant grow light that I have hanging, and it seems to really love it there. You know, it's dropped a couple of the lower leaves, but that's okay. But these leaves on top here, these smaller ones, are brand new, so it's giving off new leaves, so it's growing, and it seems to be really happy. I did have some variegated one that I lost, so I'm anxious to try the variegated one again, but this nice deep green with the red margin on it is doing great for me. I think, like I said, treating them as a succulent has been a good idea, and it's been healthy for this one. So that's the Peperomia red margin. Let's go with the succulent. You probably remember this guy. This is my Euphorbia lactea white ghost, and I have a couple of these. And I even have one that's like a crested version that's mounted onto a cactus, and I'll show you that. I have that one outside and it's doing really well. It seems to like it outside. I mean, it's protected, it's under cover. But this one I have in my east-facing window. It gets natural morning light, but it's doing great. It's growing. You see a few little leaves there on the tips. That means it's growing. And I do have a new growth here that's coming in real green and white, a little bit more green than white. But another growth right here that's coming in really white. So I just love the growth pattern of this one, the variegation on it. It's really, really cool. And this particular one I happened to find at Home Depot. The other ones I have, the one stock I've got online, and the crested one rather, I got at Whitfield Nursery. So you can find them just about anywhere, local nurseries, big box stores, online. The prices have really come down on these, and Euphorbias are a great succulent to start with. They're not cacti, although they do have thorns. That's what makes them different. They have thorns instead of spines, like cactus do. But these are great to start off with because you can keep them inside. The one thing that you do want to be careful with is if you cut them to propagate an arm or something like that, you do want to be careful of the milky sap that it leaks. That is toxic, and it can really irritate your skin, and particularly if you get it in your eyes or your mouth, and you want to keep it away from pets and children. But my Euphorbia lactea white ghost is doing fabulous here in my plant room. Now another plant that's doing fabulous, and I just saw that it's been blooming. Let me get it over here. I've shared this one with you before, my, I don't want to drop it, my ruby necklace. As I think it was in the video of favorite hanging plants. But this one, you know, I love because of the very variety of color and the green and the purple stems on it. But it also gets beautiful yellow blooms. Look how beautiful that is. And it's got several of them. They're small, they're very dainty, and it's got some more buds back here. And I just noticed that the other day. It hangs on a curtain rod in my east-facing window here, so it does get a little bit of direct morning light and bright light the rest of the day, indirect light. And it seems to love it. It's growing long, it's blooming. The stems are just this vibrant purple, magenta, I don't know what to call it. It's just really beautiful. I have not repotted this. It's still in its original nursery pot. I haven't even taken off the price tag. It was $12.98 from Lowe's, I think. And it's nice and full up top, growing lots of new little leaves. And I just see quite a few buds on it. So I think in the next week or so, it's really going to look beautiful with those little yellow flowers that it's getting. So my ruby necklace is just doing wonderful. So the next two I want to show you, one's a succulent and one's a Hoya, but the leaves look similar in shape, and I have them on a new trellis growth pattern. I want to share with you first my variegated string of hearts that had been growing nice and long. I have the regular string of hearts that I have hanging under the grow light, and it's growing, you know, in a hanging macrame, and it's going to grow long. But I had seen online, this is a a metal heart trellis. It's got two prongs that go inside of the soil, and I got it online on Amazon. It came in a pack of 3, and I'll leave a link down below. I think it was like $10, something like that, for the pack of 3. And I put it in here, and it does come with little ties, little green ties that you can, they're rather long. I cut them and just tied it on there, and then I'm gonna train it to grow around this, and you know, maybe across to cover the entire thing, and maybe some of them growing out, so it'd be a heart and hanging. But I thought this would be really cool. Well, it's something different. It's a string of hearts, so the heart-shaped trellis is a nice way to show it off instead of just, you know, it hanging. I can always take the trellis off and leave it hanging, you know, if I don't let it grow too much and it gets too tangled. But I really love the way that it looks. It's something different. And I have it here now in my east-facing window, so I don't have to find a spot for it to hang or on a shelf where it can drape down. Yeah, I love it. I love the way it looks. Now, the other one, the Hoya, that has similar shape to the variegated string of hearts, is the Hoya curtisii. So I took another one of the heart trellises and put it in this one. This curtisii I had purchased from my friend in Florida, Emily, Succulent Greenhouse, and it's grown so much. It has sprouted off stems from each stem, and it's just really actively growing. Sorry if you can hear the noise. There's construction across the street, but look how beautiful it's looking, and it will grow up and around this trellis. And if I want to, there is a little stem here that can grow down if I want to let that happen. I did repot it into this pot because it was in a 4-inch nursery pot, and I put it in this 5-inch terracotta pot. And I did not mess with the roots. I've learned my lesson about messing with the roots of Hoyas. And I just plopped it in there and put some soil to fill in. It wasn't root bound, but the roots were very, very healthy. So I just plopped it right in there and filled in the sides. And it hasn't missed a beat. It did drop a couple of leaves on the end there, and that was it. Otherwise, the leaves did not shrivel. The stems look good. Everything looks good on it. And I just really love the way that they look. I have them together. This one up on a little candlestick and this one below it. I just think it adds a really nice look with the heart trellis on it. And it's something a little bit different than just a regular wood trellis. And you know, the leaves are heart-shaped and all, so it kind of all goes together in a theme. So yeah, I'm really loving the way that those look. So there you have it, friends. Those are my 5 plants that I'm loving this month. Some of them are blooming for me that I was not expecting those beautiful flowers. Others are growing, even though we're going probably past the growing season technically. But here in Arizona, still October, end of October, it's still, you know, in the 70s. So the plants think, you know, they can still grow. And I'm really loving my heart shaped leaves, plants, my succulents and my Hoya in these new trellises, these new heart trellises. I think I'm really gonna love the way that they look once they get filled out. If you enjoyed this video, friends, please do make sure you give it a thumbs up. That helps me out so much. And make sure that you sign up and become a subscriber and you don't miss any of my videos and any of this fun. So I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much, friends. I appreciate you all so very much. Have a blessed day. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.